plan really. They're just like, you guys want to do this song, and then
I just kind of like whatever we decide to talk about, I guess, is what's gonna inspire what I play.
Yeah,
I think.
That works.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But if you're like dying for old enough, I got you, no problem.
Low-key dying for
Okay,
it,
then
but
like I got you.
it's also up to you.
Maybe. Guess you'll just have to talk about it.
We'll have to
Guess
bring
you'll
it
have
up.
to talk about it in our conversation.
You want to talk about feeling old enough?
I hope my hair doesn't look crazy. It was like half
It's
one
literally
hair.
perfect for the camera.
Is it? Because and you do when your camera is that way, you want your hair to be more this way.
Sure.
So I think we're okay.
Well, it's like anytime a guest has like a lot of color,
Uh-huh.
like you kind of got like the red hair and then the green and then the tan, like it works. Like
Cool.
it looks so good on camera mixed with the
Good.
like the
Luckily,
wooden wall.
this
in the
goes
back.
well with wood.
It's great.
You know. All right, thank you. I needed that. That's
It's great.
fine.
It's great. It's working.
It's better when I
working.
came in to do Old Enough after the show,
Hmm.
right? The morning after. I like threw on whatever vibey, not even go together clothes. And every time I watch it, I'm like, did a toddler fucking dress me? For that?
No, it was good.
I was like, I guess that was 5-year-old me saying, wear that.
No, because it was
You had
also
the
like
Denver shirt on, didn't you?
Yeah, I
did like a
did. Not on
kimono or
purpose.
something.
No, I had on a fucking holy sweater that I got when I was in
That's
like
right.
8th grade.
That's right.
And I thought that was just honestly hilarious. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna wear it.
But it was vibey. It was
I
like,
thought it was vibey,
It was
too.
authentic, and it, like the
Thank
whole
you.
point of it was to be like
That's
a
why I
documentary.
did it.
Just, like,
I was like,
show
I'm
who
not.
you are.
I was like, I am not going hard for this. This isn't even. I was like, I'm gonna wear my robe.
But that was the vibe. That was the whole vibe. Max shows up in like his like Jackson, like
Yeah.
in his shorts and
But
like t-shirt.
Your
Like
Vans, like you can't beat them.
Yeah.
It's great.
I mean, this is my comfy outfit.
we're dressing like human beings here.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
And I'm only from the waist up on the camera, so it's
Yeah,
not
I'm
even.
Sorry to call it out like within the first minute.
On my toes, I'll give them a
I
little
was
toe
literally
wiggle.
sitting here going, "Are we gonna be waist up today or not?" And I was already in the car on the way over, and I was like, "I hope we're waist up."
You're
Dude.
like,
We do. So I
The
rent the
legs are
space
out
out
today.
for podcasts also.
Uh-huh.
And I've been starting to do like a wide shot for all my guests. And so they think the same thing all the time. So I had this
Yeah.
guy come in. He's like really dressed well from the top up. And then he doesn't know I'm doing this wide shot now. So you can see like from down here.
yeah,
Like you're way down there. You can
Yeah.
even see like the light on the ground.
yeah.
And
man.
yeah, I felt pretty bad.
Well, you know what?
I
Did
should
him
have
dirty.
warned him that.
You win some, you lose some,
Sometimes-
is what they say.
Sometimes
That's
you,
what
you
they
lose
say.
I
some
say you,
clothing below the knees.
I win some. I don't know what I say. That was it. It's gone.
You just win some.
Yeah.
Keep working on it.
I never
We're good.
lose. That's just so not true.
You win some, you lose some. You
We're
never lose.
always
Yeah.
we're always winning some. We're
That's
always
why I
learning
think it
things.
was the
Club's not
phrase.
looking for the wins.
You win some, but you never lose. I think somebody told me that once. I think.
There's something good behind it. There's always,
Right. It was
in
like
there.
well intended. I don't really know
Yeah.
what it means.
there's always
don't
even
know.
like a little win.
Sometimes you're
in
like, I'm
everything.
definitely losing.
Yeah,
right
sometimes
now
I really
in this
feel like,
current
you know,
situation.
when they're like, some days you're the bug, some days you're the windshield. Yeah. It's like, maybe I'm the wiper. I don't know.
That's like a minute
Sometimes
to
you're the
minute
wiper.
experience for me. I'm going back and forth between bug and
Yeah.
windshield
Yeah. That sounds about
multiple
right.
times in an hour usually.
Yeah.
There's always a little win. There's always a little win. You know?
That's true.
Gotta look for it, babe.
Just gotta
look for it.
aggressively look very hard sometimes for the
That's
little.
what I'm trying to do more of.
Yeah.
No joke.
Manifest the wins out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I woke up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Well,
started
that's a win.
journaling.
That's a win, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with journaling, you know, I have like a guided journal, and it's three
Oh, really?
things. Yeah, 3 things you're thankful for.
Yeah.
And every time, without fail, I think of 3 things
Yeah.
that I'm thankful for, even if I'm in a bad
Every
mood.
time.
But you know
I'm
what?
like,
Helpful.
Yep.
You're like, I
am
don't
thankful
want
for
to be
that.
grateful for this right now, but I am.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like it always comes back to like good friends, a roof over my head,
yeah.
music, existing.
Oh, it's all relative. Like
can be-
everybody's
Yeah.
got a different baseline.
yeah.
Could be
Like-
the simplest thing.
Yeah, I mean, there's people that, you know, are waking up in a very safe neighborhood. They make $3 million a year and they still find something to complain about, for
Yep.
sure.
That's true.
And then you
Yeah.
got people waking up with $3 a day. Like, they'll
Yeah.
find something to complain about, too. It's all relative. Everybody's got a different baseline.
And they might find something to be thankful for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is funny, though. I feel like before most podcasts, me and Jackson will just go back and forth
Oh, yeah.
about
Yeah.
just like how hard our life is.
Yeah. We just have like a little complaining sesh.
That's okay.
You gotta vent every now and then.
You're like,
you
wait,
gotta get it out.
is this how we podcast? No, negative ghostwriter.
Yeah, no.
I like a good
Yeah.
podcast that just like vents though.
Yeah, me
just
too.
like the talk shit podcast.
too.
Like
Yeah.
Maybe that's what we're gonna
Just help.
do.
Maybe
should we just talk shit for
Talk
for
shit.
an
Let's
hour?
talk shit?
Let's air it
All right,
out.
let's talk shit.
What are your most aggressive songs? Can the
I do
songs
have one of
also
those.
talk shit?
I do actually have
Really?
one of those. I do.
Wow.
Really?
I'm down to hear it.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear it?
Yeah.
Like
Do you
right
want to
now?
dive right in?
We can
Yeah.
You wanna
jump
right
Let's
now?
do a
into it.
song first.
Let's do a song first.
If you're feeling crazy,
Let's
I
do
mean,
it.
I
Let's go wild. Yeah, let's give them an intro. I'm gonna get up.
You don't even pay attention to me. Oh, why am I so caught up on you? You make me feel like something else. You make me feel like shit about myself. That's how you lost somebody when you say you lost somebody. That's not how it's supposed to go. I'm done talking to you, you can't do this anymore. I know you've had your fun, good luck, I'm finally running. I hope that you find the help and come to your senses, 'cause goddamn I'm over it, so over it. I'm gonna meet other guys and let them tell me nice things. I think that you tried, I don't think you're for me. Couldn't never show up and it really, really hurt me. You don't get the satisfaction, don't call me baby. I'm done talking to you, you can't do this anymore. I know you've had your fun, good luck, I'm finally running. I hope that you find the help and come to your senses. Goddamn, I'm over it, so over it. I told you it was sassy. You never knew what went on in my mind. Lost cause I'm not chasing you, I'm fine. I'm done talking to you, you can't do this anymore. I know you've had your fun, good luck, I'm finally running. I hope that you find the help and come to your senses. Goddamn, I'm over it, so over it. You don't even pay attention to me. Oh, why am I so caught up on you? You make me feel like something else. You make me feel like shit about myself. Yeah.
That was good. I remember you playing that at Bowery Vault.
Yes, I did.
Because you make me feel like shit about myself line
yes,
stuck.
Yes, it does. Everyone's like,
good one.
I used to call it "He makes me feel like shit,"
Yeah.
and then it turned into "He makes me feel," and then it turned into "He makes me," because I was like, then they don't expect it to say,
like what does he make?
like
you?
he
Yeah.
makes me feel like shit. Also, this drum.
I know. I
squeaky.
need to
Yeah,
get some
it is a little
WD-40.
Little
squeaky.
squeaky.
It's got some squeaks. You can maybe like rhythmically squeak it.
Yeah,
If
right,
you
like-
have to adjust, just wait for it
Wait,
to be on.
wait,
We,
let's see.
we should mic it up.
Yeah,
Can we
yeah,
auto tune
wait.
the squeak?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, I didn't do it again.
Put a little reverb on
Just
it.
try it on the next one, just play around with it, explore the.
No, I'm gonna fall backwards.
Yeah, that would be bad.
That would be a first. That would be a garden group first. You had somebody fall
Oh
on,
God,
on the set.
We just
Oh,
spoke it
mercy.
out. We
Yeah,
just
we
spoke it
shouldn't have
out.
said that.
I am a little klutzy. Well, I was.
Was
Sure.
Was.
Stop being klutzy.
I just fell a lot. I played basketball, so I was always like falling, and then like now I do yoga. You know, and I'm like,
Let's
I'm so
go.
balanced.
That's right.
I was gonna
that's
say,
right.
is Jenny Ray clumsy?
Yeah,
but
right.
Shan is not.
No, Jenny Ray was totally not clumsy. Shan is totally clumsy.
Oh, so we're
it's the other
back
way
to being
around.
clumsy.
back,
We're back
like-
to
Interesting.
clumsy.
She could fall off the stool. Like
No one knows what's gonna happen to
no,
Shan.
no.
She-
Nobody knows.
So, let's jump into that. Walk us through. So, as of today, as of the recording of this,
Yeah.
is your camera rolling too? Yeah, you're good. Okay. So, just want to make sure we're not.
It's like,
we're ready.
We've
to
had
go
so
now.
many problems that like I need to double check so many things.
Yeah.
That's
for
okay
sure.
though.
That's
That's
all you-
okay. We'll get
Um,
the kinks out. It's all right.
So you were Jenny Ray when we met you,
Yeah.
like back in May.
Yeah.
And literally as of today, you are going back to Shan Scott.
Yeah.
So walk us through that.
Okay, this is crazy. This is like
Crazy
real
timing.
time working through it because
Yeah.
I myself have been thinking about it, but I haven't spoken out loud about it until yesterday. Okay, so I'm gonna air it out because Google will know this about me anyway. My full name is Shannon Margaret Scott. So I was like, yeah, no, that's not it. So sometime I think high school, I started going by Shan Scott.
Mhm.
Shan Scott Music when Instagram like became a real thing in I think it came out 2011, but 2012 might have been my first,
Yeah.
whatever. So Shan Scott Music was my thing. Bullied to shit for it, right? Everyone's like, Shan Scott Music. So I
Oh,
was like,
no.
whatever. Like,
Really?
yeah, which was crazy. I was like the popular, unpopular kid. All good.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Let's
they all
go.
helped. But like, anyway, it was Shan Scott Music. It was like my whole thing.
Mhm.
Secretly, did I hate when people were like, Shan Scott Music? Yeah, I did. But I was like, whatever, that's me. So I moved to Nashville 2015. That was my whole identity was Shan Scott. I mean, my entire music career had been Shan Scott. And something in me started to feel more disconnected from it as the years went by, right? And this was just last year. And so many artists like change their name and go by different things and blah, blah, blah. So I was like, maybe if I create this character, it'll be easier to like dive into said character and release this music.
Right.
Go ahead.
Yeah, nice. Every time. I love it.
It's not even like supposed to be sexual. It's just me being weird. It's like,
Yeah.
It's a good like mic check technique. It's unique.
that's a lot of mid frequency.
Yeah,
Man.
yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, here goes the squeaks. Okay. So anyway, where were we? Jenny Ray.
Jenny Ray.
Oh, okay. Before we came to Jenny Ray, right?
Yeah,
So
coming to Jenny Ray.
been through lots of things in my life that like inspired why this particular name kind of came about. So I just was again feeling super disconnected. So that's kind of the point, right? And I was like, what other names can I use, right? So Margaret came about. And my mom almost named me Margaret Rose. And I was like, no, that sounds like a stripper. You're not going to do
No.
that, Shan, right? But then you also have Maggie Rose already, who's a badass. So I was like, I don't want to like
Damn
step on
straight.
that toe.
Yeah.
So then I was like, okay, my mom, dad, and sister came to visit last year at some point. And I was like, guys, I'm really thinking about changing my name. Super supportive. God bless them. Like, thank you, angels. And my mom was like, well, tell me more, basically. And I was like, okay, sitting in the backseat of the van. She was like, Margaret Rose. And I was like, yeah, it sounds like a cool band name, but like not enough pizzazz. And she goes, what about Jenny? And I was like, because her name's Jeanette. My dad like calls her Jenny, like Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
I
I was
love
like, oh shit, like, okay, Jenny Rose is how it started. And I remember being at Living Waters right there by Anaconda.
I live there.
Li-
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Don't
so
get this man started.
No, it's
on
okay. I
living
love
My
it. I
second
love it.
bed is
So
there.
you can thank that bathroom for me going into it and going, hey, Jenny Rose. And I was like, yeah, that's it.
I'll do that next time I go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm in. Yeah, just say like that. That's it, right? So then I changed everything over, like YouTube's, emails, like I did it all for
The
Jenny
whole-
Rose.
Oh,
Okay, so I was Jenny Rose.
it's a
I went out
lot.
to like Flamingo nights later
Yeah,
for
great.
the invite,
Yeah, love it.
and was like, I think it was like 3 people I had met that night with Rose in their name, and I was like, oh man, I fucked up. So like whatever. I was like, okay, I have to figure this out. So the next morning, I'm texting my friend Hannah Everhart, and I'm like, I can't do Rose. It's too saturated. Spoiler alert, I picked another one that was saturated. So she was like, what about Ray? Like one of my best friends. I was like, oh, funny. Like me too. Like Rihanna's one of my best friends and blah, blah, blah. And then long story long, it's another like set of initials that's very important to me. It's like carrying on a legacy of someone that's no longer here. So I was like, God, JR is cool. So Jenny Ray it is.
Mhm.
So then I changed everything over again.
Yeah, yeah.
To be Jenny
Renaming
Ray.
emails, renaming Instagrams.
Yes. So
Yeah.
again, long story long, again, I was like, all right, yeah. So we rode with it and it felt really great. And it felt like this fun, quirky character
Yeah.
that I was. And honestly, I felt more like Jenny over the past year than anything else. And recently I felt like just a bunch of shedding layers coming off of me. And
Yep.
I've been finding a lot more of myself as we continue to do like through life. You know, we're never going to stop learning if we choose to keep learning.
Mhm.
And lately something is tapping my shoulder. God, whatever you believe in, but it doesn't matter. And I was like, what the hell? And I'm like, go to that concert last night. Someone else had a ring, and then I was like, okay, something is really telling me like this is bothering you, and you're not being your truest self. So I put a little poll on my Instagram last night. I was like, what y'all think? And then today I said, what do you think?
Yeah.
And then we came back to Shan Scott. And I think that's
Here
it.
we
I mean,
are.
my blurb
Yeah.
done, but like, it was huge.
Wow, that's so cool.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Like, I'm sure there was probably an element of comfort that came from being able to like put on a different name, and it felt like you were almost like less vulnerable, maybe, or something like that.
At the same time that you were more vulnerable in a way.
yeah,
It was weird. Like,
you were able to be more vulnerable
Yes,
because
I felt
it wasn't
almost
like
less
your
exposed.
government name. you know,
yes, yeah.
for
Which
sure.
a lot of people told me, like a lot of my friends when I did it who had gone that go by different names, excuse me, like were like, just stick to it. Like it's gonna feel great once you
Yeah.
get past the weirdness of it. And it did.
Mhm.
And then it really is like, then I felt more personal when people called me Shan. It was like basically how Mac Miller, was like, what was it? Don't call me Malcolm if you didn't know me then, or something like that. But now I'm like, nah, I'm
Yeah.
Shan, you
Yeah.
know? I toyed with going by Shannon, my full name. And then my buddy today on the phone goes, you don't even like being called Shannon. Don't do
Yeah.
that to yourself.
I'm always fascinated by that kind of stuff. Like I was talking with
Yeah.
our friend Ari about that
Yeah.
the other day. Is like a lot of people will feel comfortable if they make some sort of stage name. So there's
Yeah.
a separation between who they are in their day to day and then who they are on stage. And like it's comfortable. Like I got some
Yeah.
people from my high school that did the same thing. Like
Mhm.
when they're on stage, they feel more comfortable putting on a personality if it's under a personality.
Right.
But you feel very authentic on stage and off stage. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't feel from like when we saw you
Thanks.
play,
Yeah.
like it doesn't feel like there's a separation.
Yeah.
So it makes sense, that kind of shift.
Yeah.
I like it. And it's maybe more on brand
Thanks, man.
from what it
Yeah.
sounds like.
I feel like it. And I think because I am so myself and personal on and off the stage that it just makes sense
Right.
Yeah.
to just not hide behind my own mask and stand in my own way of that.
Yeah.
Right.
No need
Yeah.
to,
I
for
love
the
it.
separation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Crazy. Being an artist is wild. Like, oh, I could just change my name. Don't worry
Yeah.
about it. Nobody asks me any questions.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Yeah, yeah,
guys.
totally.
Please respect my privacy at this time.
That's really what I should have said.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have made like the
Yeah.
emotional paragraph
Yeah,
post
yeah.
that I did today. I should have said, please respect my privacy.
Sure.
I love that getting thrown at the
Leave me
end. of
alone.
everything.
This is my decision.
Tomorrow's post.
We'll not be taking any
Yeah.
questions. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And so, where did Shan's delivery service come from?
Oh, I love this.
Yeah, that's a
okay.
great question.
I think it's a fun name.
So I love the Miyazaki films. So Spirited Away,
Let's
Kiki's
go.
Delivery Service,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Totoro. I have a Totoro. Hold on. This is real loose. So you can see I have a little Totoro
Oh,
Yes.
that's awesome.
back here, matching with Rihanna, one of my best friends. So haha, the Ray. But
Yeah.
anyway, and my sister and I were on that FaceTime call today, as we always are. We get lost in sauce talking together. And I was like, we need something clever. Of course, I could do Hey Shan Scott. Everything was available, funny enough, except for Shan Scott itself. Some mom has it or whatever. And I was like, okay, hell yeah. You know what? I'm not even going to bother you for that. Like, good for you. I'm glad you got this because I changed and that's my fault.
Shout out to the real Shan Scott.
So I was like, shout out. Like, I
Episode
feel
2.
you. I want to meet you. Like, you're
Yeah.
probably really nice.
Yeah.
And anyway, we share names. So
yeah,
you
shout
saw
out to
here.
her.
Anyway, so my sister and I were like really trying to figure things out. And then I was like typing into like the AI generator and there was one like Shan Beats World because like music.
Yeah.
So like instead of Boy Meets World, it was
Yeah, right.
hilarious. So I was like, okay, that's clever. And you know how like Casey Musgraves is Spacey Casey.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, something that's clever and weird,
And not
whatever.
just, yeah.
So finally, my sister's like, Shan's delivery service, because you were talking about the Miyazaki films. And I was like, wait, that's absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
And people are going to ask me about it. And
Yeah, there you go.
It makes weird sense for me because I have like these tattoos and like a lot of my stuff, like I work, whatever. And
Mhm.
I just thought it was great. Like,
You're delivering music.
yeah, and that's what it was. Like, so
Oh,
it's like, what are
nice.
you delivering?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Delivering
Podcasts,
song
poems.
packages.
Yeah.
Delivering feelings.
Yeah,
baby.
Yeah.
feet pics. No,
Yeah.
I'm kidding. Don't look at my toes.
No, the music's too good. We don't have to go that far yet.
But yeah,
The
so
music's
Backup
working.
plan.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Just in
And
case.
it could be, you know what? I've started a successful feet pick brand, if anything. Chance
Sure.
delivery service.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
all started with music.
I'm working on the plays on words that we can do. I'll get back to you by the end of the podcast.
They'll
I'll
be
have
in
it-
the description.
I'll have at least
They'll be in the
3.
podcast description.
Throw them at the
I'm
end
just
on the
be running
screen.
that in the back of my mind while we're
Like the
talking.
credits at the end.
Yeah,
It's
just
like-
pop 'em in.
Here's like 50 puns that ChatGPT came up with.
I'll have something ready pretty soon. Here. Just let me cook it up really
Yes.
fast.
So good.
So I know you said that you've been in Nashville for almost 10 years now,
Yeah.
and then you had like you did like one winter in Chicago,
Little
and
hiatus. Yeah.
froze, and then got
Yeah.
delivered back in a
Mhm.
nice block. And
Nice.
what about in? Thanks.
Yeah, that was good. I got
so-
that.
He said, "Don't leave me hanging."
Don't leave me hanging. But you're from New York originally.
Yeah.
Though. What part of New York is that?
The Hudson Valley.
Okay.
So like an hour north of Manhattan.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
So
See.
is that considered upstate?
Yes.
Okay.
Anyway, if you're not from the city, everything is upstate.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Yeah, it's
all
beautiful.
upstate.
Yeah, everything's upstate unless you're in the city. And then it's actually directly connected. So I'm from Highland Falls, and it's connected to West Point Military Academy. So that's how people know where it is. Because I'm from a
Okay.
little town.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
how big was your graduating class? Was it like
100-ish
Yeah.
people. Yeah, my 8th grade. I went to a Catholic school growing up, and it was only till 8th grade, and it was like 8 people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went
Wow.
to a private
Yeah.
school in a small town for 8th grade only.
Yeah.
And it was 13.
I bet that was
people.
wild.
Wild. Because
Yeah.
we moved out of Houston. So it was like
Okay.
6 million people to 4,000 people.
Yeah. Big
That's
jump for
crazy.
your mental. Yeah.
400 kids in the grade to 13 was pretty
Yeah.
crazy. So I'm sure that was, I mean, you grew up in it though. So
Yeah.
But I'm sure getting out of it.
Oh, even going
was
to the
like-
public high school, like it was crazy because that was
Yeah.
big to me. And
Yeah.
we would go play at this other high school when I played basketball called Monroe Woodbury, and it was like they had wings in different, like they had the art wing, like or whatever it
Oh,
was.
Yeah.
totally.
Like,
Like it was such a big school, and I was like, wait, people live like this.
yeah. Yeah. We don't have an
And I
arts
went to New York
program.
City, so I knew what people were, but not in like my
Yeah.
school capacity.
Right.
Yeah, weird.
And what actually brought you down to Nashville? Was it directly from New York that you came
Yeah.
here? Yeah.
It was directly music. I taught myself, so again, basketball player, but I like learned piano actually is what I took lessons for. And then I ended up like falling in love with playing guitar because my dad played
Mhm.
and like taught himself when he was like enlisted in the military and shit like that.
Hmm.
And I was like, oh, I really want to learn that. So he taught me like GCD
Mhm.
course. And he was
Yeah.
like, okay, figure out the rest. Like you got it. So
Yeah.
I used to listen to metal music. This all is going
Okay.
to make sense, I promise. So I was like, oh, I want to learn to play like that.
Yeah.
Somewhere along the line, I became country as hell. And I just like, country music is huge where I'm from in the
Uh-huh.
Hudson Valley because there's a lot of farmland and
Yeah,
stuff.
sure.
And our towns are like Highland Falls, West Point. So you have Townies, West Pointers, Fort Montgomery, kind of like Hicktown,
Mhm.
and then Garrison, which is like city kid, like their parents, whatever.
Yeah.
So I started hanging out more like with that crowd after I used to be involved with like kind of rougher crowds
Mhm.
in a while, whatever. So fell in love with country. I was like, yeah, country music. Like I didn't put a G on the end of any of my words. It was always like living. Like
yeah.
Yeah.
I made it
totally.
really easy for the bullies. So
Yeah.
anyway, don't like I deleted my old
Like,
Twitter.
where did
You
this girl
can't-
get this southern accent
You
from?
literally cannot find my old Twitter. It's gone. So I was embarrassed. Anyway,
A lot of Twitters have been lost.
yes, gone. It needed to be laid to rest, just like
Yeah.
Jenny Ray. Anyway,
Sure.
so God, I started looking at schools because I was playing travel basketball.
Mhm.
So, I was trying to go D1 and all that, and I was getting looked at. So I was like, okay, like
Oh,
maybe
wow.
I can make the best of both worlds. So I ended up finding like Lipscomb
Mhm.
and Belmont, right? So I was like, well, Lipscomb seems reachable because I want playtime
Mhm.
and and why excuse me. And I was like, that sounds great. So I ended up getting like, I don't remember what kind of scholarship. It wasn't like a full ride or anything at all,
Yeah.
but some kind of aid in a way. And ended up having a scholarship dinner here at the Country Music Hall of Fame, like their top like glass
Cool.
room or
Oh,
whatever.
That's cool.
Yeah. So we drove down and my mom, dad, sister, and me, I think that was it. And we drove down and I was like, yeah, I think I'm just going to move here. I'm
Yeah.
not going to go to school.
Oh.
So,
wow, okay.
I graduate in June of Mind you, I was already done with school. I like took some internship, quote unquote. Don't listen if you're my principal, but it was like in a graphic design and screen printing shop where I used to smoke cigars. So like whatever. But I was like, this is fine.
Oh, dope.
So I was already like checking out mentally, right? Like I
Yeah.
was playing basketball. I was like, whatever. So I bought a 2001 Monte Carlo with my graduation money. One of my uncles gave me a little extra than normal, and we weren't like swimming in money or anything. But I was like, oh shit, like I can get
A lot of
myself a
money
car.
now.
Like I can get a
Yeah.
car. I had like $2,000. I was a waitress, so like you know I took what I had.
Yeah.
Guy I was dating, I was like, can you come look at this car with me?
Mhm.
So I bought this car and drove it down here with like my guitar
Wow.
and
So,
clothes.
so
Wow.
you didn't ever go play basketball?
No. I do keep a basketball in my truck though if you try to like
Oh, you
Get
trying
crossed
to
up.
hoop really quick?
There used to be a
I'm not
hoop.
good.
When I
you will
got the-
destroy me 100%.
We're short.
We're short.
We're short kings over here.
They didn't even look our direction.
I love a short king, okay? Like you guys are special to me.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
There used to be a basketball hoop at this house. When I
There's
first
one of
moved
your
in.
neighbors, I learned.
Yeah, the clone of this house with.
Oh,
a
did you pull
freaking
in
guard
there?
dog.
I
yeah,
sure
it
did.
happens.
Has it happened for this podcast before?
Yes, it has.
It happens.
Shout out your neighbor. She was really
all the
nice
time.
about it.
I'm not even gonna lie, it's happened for me, and way longer after
Yeah.
it should have happened. Me
Yeah,
like being on
dude.
autopilot coming down the street. All right, turning into. Oh nope, I am not turning into.
Yeah,
Taylor's
you're
house.
like,
Let me
wait
back
a
up.
minute. You're like,
Wait a
that
I
is
gotta
the
get like a
wrong
neon
door.
sign that says like,
You need a
"This is
big
it, Garden Groove.
Arrow.
Stop bugging my neighbors." She is very sweet though.
She is like super nice.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, because some people are not that nice.
Yeah,
That's true.
It
You
would not
know?
take
That's
time
true.
to-
I just felt bad. I was like, I set the dog off. The dog is like, who
Oh.
is this stranger?
Yeah.
You know, whatever.
It
So it's
happens.
fine.
She's sweet.
So do you still play like every once in a while just for fun?
I
Just
try
like,
to. Yeah, I really love to just tell people I can cross them up and take the ball out of my truck and like do it real quick.
Yeah, totally.
It's just there for
Yeah,
bragging
yeah,
rights.
it's just there for bragging rights. Like, look
Yeah.
what I can do still.
Yeah.
My shot is absolute garbage right now.
Okay, gotcha.
So
You
Yeah, I
still
bet
got
that
the-
goes quick.
yeah,
The
it does.
shot.
I mean, if you don't use it, you lose it. Like piano for me,
Sure.
right? Like I can kind of write a song playing
Mhm.
piano, but like I ain't gonna play it on stage. you
Sure,
know?
sure.
Basketball, like I'll cross you up in the parking lot, but
I
you
believe
take me
it.
to the court.
You're not to hit
I might
three.
cry.
Yeah.
You should bring it onto the stage.
Yeah.
Do some like Globetrotter stuff on stage in between like two pretty sad songs.
I'm
like, we're gonna bring the mood
dying.
back up, guys. Come on.
Wait,
Wipe
no,
those
it's
tears
away.
true. And I listen. I try not to trauma dump on stage because honestly, who wants to listen to that? But at the same time, we do get in our feelings. We talk
I
about
like
shit.
it. It's
Sure.
relatable. Yeah.
Talk
Yeah.
about real shit. So I might as well just hit him with a little.
Yeah, that's real too. I think you know what else is real? This fucking cross up right now.
You know what else is real? This crossover, baby.
yeah, check this shit out real quick. All right,
gonna
we're back.
be-
We're back.
There's gonna be a wave of people doing. Who's the guy? There's a guy here that does yo-yo on stage.
That's
Oh,
fucking
really?
amazing.
We talked about
I need
it
to
the
know who
other
this
day.
is.
Did we talk about?
Oh no.
Do you recall who this is?
He goes on pitch meeting all the time.
Okay.
Shoot, Walker Burrows.
Okay.
Walker Burrows
That's
does it.
hilarious.
yo-yo
Just a
tricks?
yo-yo.
He does some yo-yo tricks. Yeah.
I'm
So
gonna bring out a hockey sack.
yeah, hacky sack can be up too. But he'll go on stage. He'll do some yo-yo tricks, and then the guitar player they'll trade yo-yo tricks and guitar solos. So trading fours, but yo-yo tricks and then guitar.
My
solos.
mind is blown.
That's crazy. He's
That's
doing
literally
yo-yo
brilliant.
To a beat.
I'm saying we just bring on a whole new type of entertainment.
I mean, I'm
Yeah.
in. I'm in.
That's
I think it's a great
October
idea.
16th. You thought the
Yeah.
basketball wasn't coming out? Oh no, it's coming out.
it's coming out. We should
Say
have somebody
January
in the
no
back
more.
of the room with a hoop, like holding a hoop up, and then you just kind of sink that thing from the stage.
Oh, one of my new girlfriend like used to play too, so we bonded over it. So I'll just have her totally do that. Like we can just
Yeah.
like pass back and forth.
Totally.
on
Yeah,
stage.
for sure.
If 50 people in the crowd do this, you should be able to make at least one.
Yeah, yeah.
Have you considered a T-shirt gun?
We just go all in.
Just going all in.
I
in.
mean, I'm in.
Where do you get a T-shirt gun? Where do
Probably
you sell
Amazon,
them?
probably.
Yeah.
I mean, as much as I don't
I
want to get
bet
on
you
Amazon,
could.
probably Amazon.
Yeah,
I bet you
probably.
could.
Yeah.
$50.
Okay, fine.
I bet you could get it for $50.
I thought my brain
on
was
Amazon.
not on overdrive anymore today. No, it's back, baby. It's
Yeah.
back, full force.
We got it.
Shan
Shan
Scott's back.
Scott's. We got to
Shan
get
Scott's
going.
back,
Let's
baby.
go.
We've brainstormed at least two new
Thank you
stunts to
guys.
pull
I
during
feel
this-
refreshed already.
Yeah, we're here to we like to bounce ideas off.
Yeah, this is
an
good.
ideas podcast.
I mean, you can also take the basketball thing. I think it's great. Like we'd be known as the redheads that do it. You know,
Oh, there
that's
you
a
go.
good
the whole
point.
thing.
There you
Yeah,
go.
and then we'll just kind of let people start to connect the dots across a
you.
bunch of
Yeah, yeah,
shows.
yeah.
And like, oh,
Just like, damn, they're copying
they're
each other. Like
no.
little do they know we're doing it on
cooked
purpose.
this one up on
Technically in
our-
the same
by
band.
ourselves.
Evidence.
Evidence. We got it on camera now. Yeah, I might have to incorporate that myself. Yeah.
Oh, I love it. I'm in.
That's awesome.
I'm stuck. All
stuck
I'm
with
thinking about is like hitting someone in the face with the ball.
It's a full experience when you go to the show.
Oh,
Yeah.
Could you imagine like at the Bowery Vault, like me just shooting
yeah,
the
in
ball?
that tiny room. Like,
There's audience members leaving with like bloody noses, and it's the whole deal.
I'm sorry, guys. It
putting
might not
tape
be
on
that
the
funny
ground,
to you,
like-
but it's funny to me.
yeah.
This show is for me.
Yeah, this is about me right now. So just keep your hands up in front of your face, ready to catch, like they
Yep.
taught back in
Please sign this
elementary
waiver.
school.
Yeah.
Sign a waiver.
Sign this waiver
Hands
before you
up.
come in.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
just
great.
I'm gonna have to make up little waivers, obviously.
Yeah.
But that'd be hilarious.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, my shows are so crazy. You need a waiver actually. To
And they're
come
like,
in.
why, bro? I'm like,
I
you know,
can't
You'll
get
see.
into all
You'll
that.
see.
Can't tell you
You'll
right
see.
now.
It's part of the surprise.
Once the strobe
Just
lights go on,
sign the
you'll
waiver
know.
though.
You'll know.
Please sign the waiver though. We need that for legal purposes.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
it's these new Shan Scott shows are gonna be crazy, y'all.
Do you have any basketball songs? Do you have any songs that are about basketball?
No, I
Or
can
like your
sing that.
time playing basketball?
Could you fucking imagine? No, I was like not even born probably when it was written. Oh, 97.
No, like
that's
Mike?
like
When
Aaron
was that
Carter,
about?
wasn't it?
Come out 2000s?
That was like 2000.
Yeah,
maybe
Okay, I was
99.
totally born. Yeah, I wrote it when I was like
Yeah.
4.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I figured that was probably your first song.
Came out the womb, 97,
Yeah.
and gave me 5
Check
years,
this
and I
out.
was like,
pen to
check this
paper. All you knew, basketball. All right, that's enough to work off of.
oh, now I'm going to have to write a basketball song.
I think you could.
Did you start playing and writing while you were still doing basketball? I mean, you said you drove down
Yeah.
here with your guitar. And everything,
Yeah.
so you'd been learning.
I started basketball when I was like this big. I was an athlete, so I played a lot of different sports,
Mhm.
but my mom played, so it was like basketball was like the thing.
Yeah.
And I was like a child, like
Yeah,
a
you-
child, like small child.
When did you pick up guitar?
4th grade? Probably 9.
so,
Oh, you've been
Yeah.
going for a bit.
yeah,
Yeah.
so you've been
All
playing
of
for
it,
a
yeah.
while. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
gotcha. So
Yeah.
was there a point where, I guess, was the point when you moved to Nashville that like the one overtook the other, or had that kind of been brewing in there?
It had been brewing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Usually it is.
It was like one of those things where basketball really didn't feel like it was my dream
Mm.
anymore. And I was like, am I doing this for me, or am I doing it to like carry on something so badass that's been happening in my family? Like, you know,
Yeah.
my mom was a badass basketball player. She didn't go pro or anything, but she probably could have. And she was
Yeah.
like ranked, I don't know, top 13th, if I remember correctly, like shooter in New York State or
Wow.
something
That's
before
cool.
she quit the team. And
So
she'll
we could
probably
get
be like,
crossed
why'd
up by
you say
your
that?
mom.
Yeah, mom like could, dude, she was crazy talented. And I have something in my throat, excuse me.
You're good.
And I was like, damn, okay. And like I love basketball. Like it's one of the only sports that you can put on a TV that I will actually willingly get fired up about.
Me too.
Yeah.
It's basketball and hockey.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
understand football, as all my friends
yeah.
know.
And
Soccer,
football's
people
great,
don't.
sure, but
Yeah. Soccer, there's not enough points.
yeah.
But basketball, there's a lot of points.
Yes.
That's
There's a
very
lot of
fun to
points.
watch.
And now soccer in person, hell yeah. You put me
I
at
agree.
a soccer game, hell
Yeah, soccer
freaking
games
yeah.
I agree with that.
But basketball for me just ignites like that flame, right? So
Mhm.
again, to answer it long story short this time, I was like, it really was like a love. And
Mhm.
then I would kind of lock myself away in my room, like
Mhm.
playing songs and writing my own crappy music at the time. Like, and wouldn't even eat dinner. I'd be like, no, like I just want to be here and cry. Like life sucks. Like
Yeah.
everyone's bullying me and I just want to escape. So I would like play music.
Mhm.
And then I realized like, wow, this is my real love.
Yeah, you can like lose yourself to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think any musician that is here in Nashville like knows that feeling.
Yeah.
Of just like you can be in your room and like whether it's a super sad song or whether it's like
Anything.
you're getting amped up about this like
Yeah.
house beat
Oh,
that
yeah.
you wrote, like
Yeah.
just losing yourself in it.
When
Which
you,
I'm sure basketball had some hints of that too.
Yeah, when you lock into that feeling, which I feel like too, as we progress in our careers, I'm sure you can attest, like we kind of feel like we lose that love that we initially felt unless we're
Mhm.
like tapping into it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I need to be better saying it out loud now, like just jamming in my room for fun.
Yeah.
Like, or yeah, I do cover gigs over the years, and it's taken kind of that love away. But like even playing songs I love just at home, why not? But
Yeah.
anyway, basketball did have that love too. It was my escape, and like I used to get up at sunrise in practice. I used to practice late at night. Like that was
Yeah.
my whole life. So it was always revolving. Like the door was revolving between la la la
Yeah.
and like you know whatever.
Yeah.
That's all you.
I was just gonna say I had a very similar. I didn't go all the way through high school with
Yeah.
it, but I had a really similar thing with lacrosse. I
Okay,
was
hell
like,
yeah, you played lacrosse.
Really?
Dude,
Yeah,
that
I was-
shit's
You're a
tough.
lacrosse bro?
Yeah,
He's
you
a
didn't
Lax
notice?
bro,
No.
baby.
I'm good too. I'm looking
My-
directly in the camera. I'm good.
My
Come
view-
get
I keep
these hands
forgetting I
anytime.
can give the dramatics.
Yeah.
I'm good.
You're a
I'm
freaking
still
lacrosse
good.
bro.
Yeah,
I wanted to
had
be a lax
great
bro.
It makes
God.
sense to a degree. It makes
Dude.
sense a little bit.
That was the only sport I ever cared about. So I did the same thing. I wake up in the morning and I was on that wall just for
Yeah.
hours.
Yeah.
And then music started creeping in.
It started really.
I had my
yeah.
first band in 7th grade. We got up
Sick.
there.
Let's go.
Yeah. And we played, like, our first show was just it was like the middle school open mic night thing
Yeah.
that
Let's
they
go.
were doing. And
Yeah.
Invite all your
Um,
friends.
oh yeah, there's
Make
a
the
VHS
posters.
tape of it somewhere.
Oh,
around
I'm in.
here.
When you find it, I gotta see
Oh yeah,
it.
we'll put it on the Garden Groove page.
Oh yeah.
Just-
I'll send you some old videos too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did, yeah. We'll trade middle school performance videos.
Not to steal your thunder. I just think it'd be hilarious.
That would be great. We'll go video from video. Just
You got any?
like-
When did you start playing drums? Or what got you? Hold on. What got you into music?
Yeah.
I've been playing since I was like 7 years old
Okay.
or so.
Yeah, I
So I've been
figured.
playing for a bit.
There's some good performance vids.
Oh yeah, dude.
Oh 08.
Oh yeah, dude. I got all
Material.
sorts of stuff. I got me doing the Love Shack guy
Oh my
in a cover
gosh.
band, and like this is like college, so this is maybe too old.
No. That's
Too
never
recent.
too old. I
It's
think it's
never too
great.
late.
Unbelievable.
That's awesome.
Me, Mike, and Paper Towel Dan that I mentioned earlier. We
Uh-huh.
just did that at karaoke like 2 days ago. So it was like
That's legendary.
I don't know. I forget the name of the place, but yeah, pretty awful.
Yeah.
But my very first band was called Burnt Toast. That was in
Oh,
middle
yeah.
school. Yep. Burnt Toast was great. We would do like
That's
the
a sick
local
name.
festivals and whatnot. We would do the
Hell
Crazy
yeah.
Train cover.
Yeah.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
We
great.
did Message in a Bottle by
Yep.
the Police.
Of course.
And of course got to.
course.
And then Sunday Bloody Sunday by U2.
Oh, let's go.
I was
good.
playing
It's the
bass and
U2
singing.
covers.
That was
Okay,
my-
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
It was great, and it's funny. I tried to go back and like sing. I can't remember which one it was, but like I've very much been through puberty since then, and like my little voice was able to do it. My grown up voice is not.
Yeah, your grown up voice said,
I can't hit
nope.
those sting notes anymore, but it's on my range.
Could you do it back in the day? You were hitting the sting
I
notes?
just had
Oh,
this
that's
tiny
friggin'
little.
awesome.
That's pretty good.
Cast away.
Yeah. You still got it.
Yeah. I just have to do my like goofy falsetto. To,
Yeah, no,
yeah.
it works. You gotta
Yeah.
own it. Just own it.
Maybe we'll
That's
just
right.
put that back in the set, for old time's sake.
I think it would be absolutely
Yeah,
brilliant.
that was a fun song to do.
They got
But
all
yeah.
sorts of good songs.
I loved that song.
Yeah,
All of his stuff was so good.
Yeah,
all
we
of
played
Sid's stuff.
we played Roxanne.
Yeah.
That makes
yeah.
sense.
Our guitar player was really into Pink Floyd, and he wanted me to learn Time. Yeah, I love Pink Floyd. At the time, I didn't get it, and then I got into
Well, then-
psychedelic rock, and then I was like,
Yes.
oh,
Yeah, and then
I
was
didn't really
so
get it
not
either
cool when I was
until-
13.
Yeah, and then I like kept getting a little older and not even
Mhm.
old, but getting older, and I was like, damn, and I started diving into
Mhm.
actually more Pink Floyd music. It was
Yeah.
like, my buddy in Chicago introduced me to the record Meddle,
Mm-hmm.
Meddle,
Mhm.
and we listened to it on vinyl, just like chilling around with our dogs. And I was like, whoa, this is a whole new love for Pink Floyd that I didn't know I
Yeah.
had.
Such a good album.
If you haven't listened to
Dude.
it, you need to.
I never really got into Pink
Dude,
Floyd
check
ever.
out that record. It's actually like, you might not even like it that much, who knows, truly.
Sure,
But
sure.
it might like fascinate you, I think.
Metal has
Get
things
into it.
Echoes on it.
I'll check it
right?
out.
I think so.
Yeah, Echoes is their 23-minute.
I think it's a cool one to
masterpiece.
Okay.
I think it's a really
Okay.
cool one to study, though, in
Yeah.
general. That record just possesses a lot of things that you can be like, oh.
Sure.
Maybe I
And
can
how
tap
they're
into
able
that.
to like use such minimalist like playing styles, but at the same time it's so like grandiose and
Yeah.
huge.
Right.
And like
Yeah.
David Gilmour only ever uses like a few notes in every solo.
Yeah.
But they're like the craziest.
But they're
Sure.
they sound so
This-
intricate. It's the
Yeah.
way that they're placed and
Yeah.
whatever the
It's the way
frick
they're
else.
framing each note. Yeah.
Crazy,
Mhm.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely, if you haven't gone through much Pink Floyd, you should definitely give it a shot. I think metal would be a good place to start. Also, Dark Side of the Moon is like
That's
Okay.
a classic, and listen
Classic.
to it front to finish
Yeah,
because
you have to listen
people.
to it all the way
With
through.
the Wizard of Oz playing in the background.
You
or-
can do
You
that.
could do that too. I mean, I've
you done
listened to
that?
that in many different states of mind, many different places.
And it makes a lot of sense in different states of mind.
And
for
honestly,
sure.
and I've
Yeah.
listened to it not, but that made me. What song I tell people to listen to Dark Side of the Moon is Money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the first
good
Pink Floyd song I ever
Money
heard.
is actually like one that people like when they don't even like Pink Floyd per se. That they're like,
Yeah,
okay,
sure.
cool.
It's pretty
you know?
catchy.
That or
and
Wish You Were Here is
Also,
Yeah,
that'll
yeah.
get anybody.
also really
I
good.
I
agree.
was at Kroger the other day and some guy rolls up and is like his chopper, like he's got his
Oh, was he
his
listening to
leather
Pink
pants
Floyd?
on and everything. And like you would expect him to be listening to like Judas Priest.
Yeah.
No, just
something.
rolling up with Pink Floyd. I mean, that
He's just blasting Wish You Were Here. Like Wish You
maybe homie was going through it.
Yeah, he was
What parking lot were you in?
feeling it.
Kroger?
Yeah, the Kroger parking
Yeah,
lot.
maybe he was going through
where the
it.
shit goes down
Little
in the
homie was-
Kroger parking lot.
Which Kroger? The one,
Murder
Riverside?
Kroger.
Or, yeah, Murder
Murder
Kroger.
Kroger.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah.
Pulls up playing Wish You Were Here.
His heart got
Like-
murdered that day.
Yeah, maybe.
Poor guy.
Poor guy.
If you hear this, if you ever find this podcast, just know like
That would be a
gonna get
wild
better.
turn
we
of
feel
events.
for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Blasting Wish You Were Here in your motorcycle at the Kroger.
And then
That's
a
a tough place
podcast
to be.
randomly talks about
Yeah.
it that you were listening to.
You just caught a stray and you don't even know these people. They're just some people off somewhere
But listen,
making a little
there's
podcast.
no, but luckily there's no judgment passing.
No.
We agree.
Oh yeah, if
I'm
I had
here
a
for that
motorcycle,
guy.
I'd be doing the same. For sure.
Oh,
I'd
I'd
be
be
doing
li-
some Adele.
I'd be having Jack Johnson playing, and
Oh,
people would
let's
be like, "What's
go.
up?" And I'd be like, "What? You don't think this is tough?"
Jack Johnson does go hard. You know what was a formative riff for me when I was like getting a little bit better, like beyond chords?
Yeah.
Taylor.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jackson.
Down. Sorry, it was.
That's really
this
nice
is the
of you to
first
say.
Taylor that I brought into my life. Taylor
like,
by
"Wait,
Jack
me?"
Johnson.
I'm not even that good at
Me?
guitar.
Yeah, Taylor came to me in a vision when I was a child.
Yeah.
We wouldn't meet for another 20
For another
years.
20 years, yeah.
Yeah,
It's a Jack Johnson song?
Yeah, it's like down.
There's some sick riffs in the shit. Yeah.
That's
he
dope.
has some really good riffs and like really great if you're
Like, what is it? Banana pancake. Yeah.
Oh, It's so
Dun,
good.
dun,
It's so
Like,
good.
you can either play it just like I've played it so many times, just the chords,
Yeah.
and then like, or I'll just noodle over it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
Sure.
throw in the little. Yeah, he's such a great.
Which makes it a great song if you can play it different ways.
Yeah.
In my
Damn straight.
opinion. In my
Yeah.
opinion.
if it
Yeah.
sounds good, just being played with chords.
Yeah.
Or fully with all the
Yeah.
buttons and whistles, it's a good song. That's the thing. Like so many people that have come on
I'm
the
holding
podcast.
my guitar so weird. I just realized.
Hey,
I
it's a
just
vibe.
went having to look at
It's a
this.
vibe.
Right? Okay, I'm gonna continue.
No, it's a pretty normal way
Carry
to
on,
hold it.
carry on.
Don't think about it too hard. I think it's
Anyway,
fine.
Jack Johnson.
Yeah, he's great though. He's got so many good ones. That was a big. There was like a year in high school where I only played acoustic guitar for some
Okay.
reason. I just got really into
Just your
like,
thing.
Jack Johnson and John Mayer for like one whole
Yeah, dude.
year.
I feel that in my
Yeah.
bones.
Take me away. Do you
Yeah.
have any like musicians that you try to mimic when you play? Like, how do you find a sound? How do you find your sound?
Great question. I feel this sounds maybe to say, but I really feel like I picked up influences from everything I've listened to in a way because
Yeah.
I really don't like to put myself in a box
Mm-hmm.
of a specific sound, which I feel like can be very important when you're describing your sound to someone who's asking, right? I
Mm-hmm.
do think there is a purpose for it. At the same time that I give myself freedom to allow myself to be influenced by all these different things. So I feel like I pick up. I've gotten actually funny enough. I remember out when I was in Beverly Hills over a month ago. They were like, "You're like soulful Jack Johnson," and I was like, "Oh, that's a really cool new way to
Ooh,
put
yeah.
it."
Yeah.
Because again, John Mayer, Jack Johnson, like I love all these picky like guitar riffs.
Mm-hmm.
But then I grew up, listening to Carole King and Jimi Hendrix and
Yeah.
Enya and
Yeah.
like Little Texas, like country band, So
Yeah.
it's like the sky was the limit with what I was picking up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. You kind of absorbed all of those different things. What about the metal that you were talking about being into?
Yeah, really.
Let's hear about the metal phase.
God, oh my gosh. So I'll just say it now. Like one of my favorite bands was Whitechapel.
Yeah.
And I like,
They're
I mean,
pretty
I got
heavy.
like the clip and colored hair extensions.
Let's
and don't ask for
go.
pictures of that. Like, or do.
It'll be in
whatever.
the
We're gonna
credits.
put some up.
Color-
Right
yeah,
here.
no, I'll get some. I'll get mom to send me
We're gonna
some.
have a long credits.
Yes, heavy eyeliner. Like, I mean, I was just this stereotypical depressed.
You were the
emo
How old
kid.
are we?
Yeah.
I was in middle school. Like I said, I mean,
Okay.
truly, like, I had a lot of crap happen to me very young. So it was
Sure.
like, it just reflected hardcore, like heavy
Yeah.
eyeliner, stereotypical. Like,
Yeah.
I'm listening to Bullet for My Valentine.
Oh yeah.
Then I found Whitechapel and shit like that. And was like, they're like, why is this little girl like
Yeah.
so
Mhm.
like angry?
Yeah.
And meanwhile, I'm just like sad.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Getting it out.
metal just was so cool to me. I was
Mhm.
like, a lot of people, I feel like you can't really find the melody in some of it. They're like, I don't get this. But really, it's like
It's
some of
very-
the coolest shit I've
it's
ever
very
heard.
raw
Yeah.
emotionally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes it feels better to scream that you're
Yeah.
sad instead of like crying.
Yeah,
that
like
you're
cry-
sad.
Jack Johnson it out.
Right.
Yeah, there's like two different approaches. there,
Yeah.
you know?
And I think that a lot of that, back to that question, like
Mm.
channels, because that raw emotion, if you think about it, I'm sure it stems from a lot of that, where I don't like give a shit to say exactly how I feel.
Yeah.
Think of the record, the MC or My Chemical Romance with the song like I'm not
Yeah.
okay.
I'm
Like-
sure.
That's such a good song.
Like, yeah, I think of that now where I'm like, wow, I guess I kind of sing like that, where it's just like I say exactly what I feel.
mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's scary
Yeah.
to do sometimes in a song.
dude, terrifying.
A lot
Yeah.
of times, like when I'm writing stuff,
Yeah, we're all just clearing our throats in here, no big deal.
I like
scenes
anytime
are-
the freaking seasons
the
change.
seasons
Oh,
are
dude,
changing.
and
It
for
goes
the
straight to my
fall
throat.
Allergy
It's
is
different.
different
It's totally
and worse for me. Also, like, I had coffee with oat milk in it, and that just made it worse.
I think it's the really hot drinks will just like dry out my throat even more. So I'm drinking like a boatload of ginger and honey and just warm water, and it feels so
And
good.
get the local honey. will help
Local
you.
honey, baby.
Oh yeah,
That's
local.
what
Local
life's
honey.
all about. But I feel like anyway, when I'm writing songs,
We
I feel
talk
like
about
when-
everything on this podcast.
when I'm writing songs, like I try to write. I feel like I get tempted to write to like I want to feel cool when I listen to a song, which like you're
Right.
trying to channel like what would I want to feel like when I'm driving in the car, but sometimes I feel like that has nothing to do with where you are when you're actually writing the song. And I feel like a lot of the cool, authentic stuff comes from where you are in the actual moment that you're writing the song,
Mhm.
as opposed to like making a chord progression. And be like,
Um,
well, what about in 3 months when I'm listening to the song? How would I want to feel? Like, it doesn't matter.
Absolutely.
Like, just write about if you're like really sad, write about being really sad, and like
Sometimes
the
it's
vibe that you
simpler
want
than
to.
we make it out to be.
Mhm.
Also,
Yeah.
can I put this down, or is it gonna
Oh yeah.
Oh, you can put it
buzz?
down.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not gonna-
I was like, wow, I could actually put the guitar
Yeah.
down for a second and like be like a human. Sometimes it is a safety blanket though. Like your
Oh, I
guitar can
tot-
be such like a little.
Oh, I'm behind a drum kit. I
Bro,
know.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
must be.
And I'm
it must
short.
the
be
biggest
nice.
safety blanket.
Nobody can see
I'm
you,
down
bro.
here. Yeah, I played in a brass band back home called the Gorilla Fanfare. They're great.
Okay, wait, I love that.
Oh, they're
Great name.
fantastic.
Shout out,
Shout
Gorilla
out
But-
Fanfare.
Gorilla
We would
Fanfare.
get like free drinks at these places we would play at. And I'd go up to the bar and it'd be like, yeah, I'll just get whatever. They're like, were you in the band or something? I'm like, yeah, I was like behind 8 horn players in the drum kit. But yeah, I was there. I feel very safe. Like no one knows. I can mess up this whole show and you wouldn't even know.
you could mess it all up, walk out there, and no
Yeah.
one's gonna have any idea.
The
Yeah.
drummer was trash,
Yeah.
wasn't he?
You're like, who even
You're
saw
like,
him? Like, do
yeah,
you even
that
know what
guy
that guy
did
looks
suck.
like?
Yeah.
Like, you're like, no, you should see the other guy. Like, it totally wasn't me.
Yeah.
No,
He was probably really
I had
short
nothing to do
too.
with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good old days.
Do you want to play another one?
I wanted
knew-
to ask
I
that, but
knew-
then you put the
I
guitar
literally
down.
knew as soon as I
I'm
put
sorry.
this damn thing down. You were
Totally.
like, so like, you want to play another?
Then like pick it up again.
Ah! I was-
Please. Yep.
okay, fine. Oh man. Okay, so let's see. This song is kind of coming out of left field, but I like it. I wrote this song a couple years ago now. It's called Painting Pictures. I write a lot of songs that start as love songs, but then they turn into songs about life. It's just kind of like how I roll. I'm like, thank you for your inspiration. Now I'm gonna go cry about life. This one's more so the beauty in it.
Driving down Riverside, cruising through the depths within my mind. A kaleidoscope, colors and the simpleness I try to do us justice. I can't even explain the buzz that you're giving me, testing my patience and running my luck. Admit that you're into the soul like I'm into. I wanna be with you. You got me paralyzed in paradise, painting across my view. You took me there so gently, I've forgotten all the rules. The way you keep me wanting more when the lights are off and our clothes hit the floor. What a feeling of life, I'm singing along. Oh, the song was in love, leaning on. Sneaking in the kitchen, creeping up the stairs, laying all my guard down, handling with care, pulling me in, I could barely resist. I wanna be with you. You got me paralyzed in paradise, painting across my view. You took me there so gently, I've forgotten all the rules. The way you keep me wanting more. The lights are off and our clothes hit the floor. I wanna be with you. You got me paralyzed in paradise, painting across my view. You took me there so gently, I've forgotten all the rules. The way you keep me wanting more when the lights are off and our clothes hit the floor. The way you keep me wanting more when the lights are off and our clothes hit the floor. Driving down Riverside, cruising through the depths within my mind.
Great local water. Unfiltered from the Cumberland River.
Oh God.
River to bottle.
I told myself I
With
would.
that immune system.
I told myself I would never swim in the Cumberland, and then I did.
Really?
Did you get sick?
No, I went on a boat, one of my friend's boats, and it was like CMA Fest last year. And I mean, I'm not gonna hold my pee on the boat. Like the bathroom's not coming. Like, I'm gonna go, of course. And that was the moment. The current is crazy in the
Oh,
Cumberland.
I've seen, yeah.
It's gnarly. I mean, you have to hold on for dear life. I was in like the
Ooh.
2, and
It's
it takes
moving.
a long time for me to go in the water, especially when it's moving, because
Yeah.
I'm just like, I can't
Yeah.
relax.
And there's people around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like on the 2 for like 25 minutes.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, I was just hanging out, trying to like let one loose, you know?
Sure, let one loose.
That sounds worse. That sounds like I was trying to take a shit in the Cumberland.
You wouldn't be
my
the
God.
first.
Oh, you'd be far from the first in the freaking Cumberland.
Yeah.
You're cleaning it at
Yeah,
that point.
Bro, I grew up with the
Cumberland
Hudson
better.
River. Nothing. I feel like few things are worse than that thing.
Oh, I've heard the Hudson is pretty.
Hudson is nasty. Like you
nasty.
actually can't swim in it. So there's one area that you can. Like there's a little beach area close to where I'm from, and you can swim right there, but definitely don't swim in it anywhere else.
Yeah.
Oh, I believe it.
I've heard really bad stories of like
It's-
people getting sick from it, and
It's just nasty. I mean,
gross.
that's probably one of the highest polluted
yeah.
rivers, maybe.
Probably. I lived in
because New York.
yeah,
Yeah.
probably. I lived in St. Paul for a year, going to music school.
Let it loose.
Pete's
It's okay.
sake, it's driving me crazy. And it was right on. I think that's the Mississippi. What runs through it?
For the what?
What goes through St. Paul? What's that river?
The Minnesota River.
I actually don't think so.
Oh.
That would make so much sense, but I actually
would
don't
be-
think
But
so.
I think that does kind
Doesn't
of.
matter.
Well, we'll
Something
figure it
like
out.
that.
Does the Mississippi go that far
No, it
north?
does matter.
What is it? We'll figure it out. Hold on. But so my dorm room was like this apartment building that was right next to the river. And that thing smelled so scary.
Yeah, I believe it.
It was so far from clean, like definitely worse than the Cumberland for sure. And, like you shouldn't be able to smell the water
No.
that you're living
From
next
that
to.
far away.
No.
And when it's like the only body of water too, so you want to look at it at night and be like, wow,
Yeah,
What
but
a
you just know how
beautiful-
nasty it is, and you
what a
can't.
beautiful view.
No.
The San Antonio River, or
Mhm.
whatever river that is that runs through San Antonio. Have you been on the Riverwalk?
No, but my brother
the
lived in San
Mississippi.
Antonio for many
Really?
years. Yeah.
It's a great city, but that.
But the
water-
river. It's a,
Nope.
Is there a clean river? Where's the
Uh,
clean river?
In the middle.
Guys, there's green, so that's not the answer.
No.
probably kills off a lot of bacteria.
Yeah,
when they do
maybe.
that shit. Is it food coloring? Who knows?
No one knows. You don't want to know. You don't want to know.
Did y'all keep up with the ongoing effort to clean up the river for the Olympics?
No.
In France.
We were just in Paris a few months
Yeah,
before,
they're trying to clean
right?
up the sin, and I don't know if they ever fully did it, but they used it.
Well, you know, people got
God.
sick, right?
Oh,
I
Yeah, the
believe it.
triathletes when they were going through it, a
Well,
few
and
people had to
especially
drop out.
foreign waters too. I mean, so like not only
Different
are you not in your own
bacteria.
country with, you know how they say like don't drink the water when you go to blah 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 any
Yeah.
country.
Yeah, sure.
So imagine swimming in it.
Oh my gosh.
I can't imagine. That's,
Yeah.
ugh.
What?
All the water
Craziness.
you would ingest while
Oh.
swimming.
And you're killing Earth's finest. You're killing Olympians now.
You're taking out our
That's
strongest
not
soldiers.
okay.
Taking out the top.
Our strongest
Taking out the
soldiers.
top of the top.
Yeah, that's
We're the best we got, man.
You know that swimming in that river has been banned since 1850 something. So
We'll just fix
My
it real
face
quick.
totally just dropped.
like 150 years ago, they were like, "This is
Shit.
not swimmable," and
Yeah.
and
Jeez.
then they were like, "We're gonna get it clean," and it didn't.
Yeah.
happen, but-
Wow.
It did not happen. No, sir.
So anyway, there's your
tried.
geography lesson.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're the geography and
Thank
you're
you.
the history guy.
Thank you.
yeah, I'm a pretty decent
And
geography.
I'm just ill.
There you go again.
Yeah.
There you go again.
What? It's driving me crazy because
I can't stop either. My throat is like, you know, when you have to like swallow because you feel like it's just like
Yeah,
not.
totally.
That's where I'm at.
when people do their podcasts in here and I'm like supposed to be behind the camera,
You're like,
You're like,
it's the worst feeling in the world when you're like,
well,
Yeah.
you
Your
don't want to
face is
breathe
going
even.
red.
Like,
Yeah.
That's how I feel. So like even when I'm not talking, I'm like, don't swallow. It's gonna pick up, and then you're like,
and then it's all you can think about.
Yeah.
And like the more you think about it, like, well, now I'm screwed. That was just like a feedback loop going. Hey, everybody. We're interrupting the podcast because we want to show you kind of what's really going on here at Garden Groove. This is a place where people can come in, record podcasts like we're doing now, but we can also record full bands in here. We've also had some people record just drum content or just drum tracks. So there's all sorts of options here, and that's kind of where Jackson comes in.
How's it going, everybody? I'm Jackson Maddox. I am the head audio engineer here at Garden Groove. So we have a lot of great gear now that we are really, really excited to share. The sound in the room is awesome. We've been recording bands in here. We've had people come in and do drum cover videos. And the way that this studio is laid out is so that you can come in here and feel like you can do whatever you can imagine in here. So we would love for you to bring in your next project, whatever that may be, and we would love to just be a part of that and help you out.
And if you also just want to hang out, we're doing monthly master classes. That's every last Monday of the month. So every month we're going to feature a new artist and entrepreneur in Nashville, diving into different Ableton things, diving into different photography and all sorts of different stuff. So you can check that out on all of our socials, and it'd be good to meet you all. And have a good day. And
Signing off. That was good.
And
Excuse me?
Candy Mountain, Charlie.
Yeah, they will have absolutely no
They
idea what
won't
you're
know, but we'll cut it in right.
We'll start
there.
when you
They'll
say we
know.
got to cut, and then Candy Mountain.
What I'm about to say
That would
actually
actually be
because
hilarious.
Maybe
I
that
think it'd be great. We should do that.
They were like, damn, they took a good break.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we're literally just
It's
drinking
like, we haven't
water.
moved.
Yeah.
Still water. and
Are we
stuff.
all? We're all drinking water. We're all drinking
we're
like
all-
tea and
For
water.
sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
I'm doing.
I will say, the more we talk to musicians in Nashville, the less it seems like people are like abusing.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, people. Are
everybody's-
pretty-
most people are pretty
Yeah.
sober right now.
I mean,
Which is good.
honestly, I feel like there's such a movement behind it. And
Mhm.
I think there's just so much more awareness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, especially with everything that's going on in the world, as far as like what kind of
Just
drugs
crap.
you can get
Yeah.
and how dangerous it is.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, there was a time in my life where I totally would have been drunk to be here or on something else.
Well, that was me maybe last year.
Yeah.
Like, well,
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
yeah, not to like a point where it was like an issue for
but
me,
still,
but like you shouldn't be reliant on really anything.
Yep.
Like maybe water.
Yep. Well, and that we do actually need.
We do
definitely.
rely on it. But
That's
like,
okay to be addicted to.
but even
You're
like,
Yeah.
allowed.
there's even like some like supplements that like I'll
Yeah.
feel a little uneasy if I don't have
That's
it. It's like it's
I don't-
totally mental.
I
but-
don't like to lose control of my my
Sure.
center, like my inner center
Mhm.
anymore. It's like a scary feeling for me, and that's probably the effects of knowing what it feels like to be really far gone. So it's like
Mhm.
anytime, like even if I'm a little buzzed off a couple glasses of wine, like I'm like, whoa,
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
the heck is this?
But then you stop enjoying it too in a good way.
yeah,
Like you're
oh
like,
yeah, I'm not like
we can
craving
take
it.
a break from it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because and like anything, right? You eat junk food, you're gonna crave more junk food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's factual. Whatever you're putting into your body is what you're gonna start craving.
Oh,
Yeah.
There's a quote. Whatever you repeat, you give it value.
Ooh,
Whatever you repeat, yeah, you give it value.
that's good.
That's a good one,
That's a great one.
right?
Yeah.
And then you start to rely on it a little bit more,
Mm-hmm.
a little bit more every time.
It's also like, have you heard of like the theory about where you? It's just about where you place your awareness, and
Mhm.
like it's kind of like a more scientific way of describing like manifestation, where it's like
Yep.
whatever you are putting your focus into and spending a lot of time focused
Yeah.
on, good or bad,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to manifest more of that for yourself because you are just your brain is
You're just focused
I
on
think
it.
I
that
was
place.
just talking about this with
Selective
somebody, this
attention.
specific thing, because they said
Yeah.
it very similarly to
Yeah.
you. And I can't remember like what like exactly what they were talking
Yeah.
about.
it's
Well,
a huge thing
yeah.
for me that I've been trying to
Yeah.
Yeah, they call it
work on.
selective focus.
yeah
Yeah.
So
that's
a
what it's
lot of
called.
people think they're like manifesting things, and I kind of believe a little bit in some of the woo-woo part of it.
of
Yeah,
course.
But I think for the
Sure.
most part, it's usually not the case.
yeah
I think, but it's selective focus. So, like, there's like an old nice like Buddhist saying that.
yeah.
So some guy is going into a city, and he passes by this farmer, and then he's like, "What kind of people can I find in the city, old farmer?" And the farmer's like, what kind of people were in the city that you were just in?" And he's like, "Oh, well, they were horrible. Like that's why I was getting out. Like they were rude. They didn't care about me. Like they had egos." He's like, the farmer's like, "Yeah, that's what you're gonna find in this city too." And then another guy comes by, and then he talks to the farmer. He's like, "Hey, I'm just moving into town. Like, what kind of people can I find in the city?" And he's like, "Well, what kind of people were in the city that you came from?" And he's like, "Oh, they were great. Like super nice people. They cared about you. They were super kind." And the farmer's like, "Yeah, you're gonna find those people." So if you're the kind of person that's like selectively focused on like money,
Yes.
you're gonna find money everywhere. Or if you're selectively focused on, right? If everybody's the asshole, like you're probably the asshole.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's like you're gonna see that stuff everywhere. So if you and I write my goals down every day,
Mhm.
like the 3 things that I want to do in life,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, it just it helps you stay focused on those things, and then you notice those things throughout the day.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
in the Untethered Soul, the book,
Yeah.
The Untethered Soul, where
Yeah.
it talks about like the car, like the ex's car or something,
Mhm.
and it's like you see it more, and you have to like train your brain. It touches on
Yeah.
that awareness, right? So like, say you see something, and then you're hyper fixated on it, but like the more that manifestation, the whole point is like the more you speak about it, the more it will happen, or the opposite. I was reading by Young Pueblo, it's the Clarity and Connection little book that he has, and it the more actually that you heavily crave something, the farther you push it away. So there's actually like a balance in the awareness and
Sure.
the like craving, which is
Yeah.
Yeah.
manifestation. Like there's a crazy line in it, right? Like manifestation, whatever you want to call it, like prayer, all of that. Like it's
Yeah, for sure.
some words, excuse me. So much of it is so similar where like manifestation, but it's really the awareness that you have. Like,
Yeah.
so if you keep telling yourself like I am gonna sell at that stadium, then
Yeah, it's also like it's one thing to shoot for selling out the
Mhm.
stadium, and maybe you don't, but
right.
you shot. I say it wrong every time. Shoot for the stars, you land on the
Shoot
moon.
for the moon, you land among the
Stars.
stars.
It's
I say it
backwards.
wrong every time. And then it's where attention goes, energy flows too.
Exactly. And
It's
that's
all that
really what
stuff.
it's intention.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
how much do you actually believe what you're saying, right? Like,
Yeah.
and that's the key.
Yeah.
Where's your intention? My sister and I were just talking about this. Crazy.
Wow.
I love that
That's where
Synchronicities,
I,
baby.
that's where I believe in the woo woo part to put in that phrase.
But I
of,
feel like I've had enough woo woo stuff like actually
Yeah.
happen,
no, I really
and
believe
then
there's
I've
like
heard some crazy stories.
I've
about
heard
it,
some
too.
crazy woo woo, but I've had some crazy woo woo happen
Yeah.
to
Sure.
me. Like
Some crazy
like,
woo woo.
day in and day out. And I think
Yeah.
the more right that you are creating this awareness and this intentional awareness,
Yeah.
that you really do experience that like woo woo feeling.
yeah.
But it's tricky to figure out what's woo woo and then
And
what's just like,
Like
oh no,
reality is
I'm
just
just
like-
noticing
Yeah,
it
you're just
now.
actually noticing because you're aware.
Right.
Which is the whole point of human existence, is to become aware, because that's what creates you to become more present.
Yeah, I mean, shoot. We were talking.
Same. It's
Weird.
okay. I'm over here like
I feel left
I'm
out.
a
I feel
mess.
like I need to
He's like,
start
I gotta
talking.
get a
Oh,
cough.
I'm
my
sure
allergies
with,
haven't kicked in yet.
I'm sure
They're
within
coming,
a
but
few days you'll have
they're coming.
exactly what I
They're-
have. I gave it to Mike.
I'm gonna get it here.
It's all
any day
good.
And
now.
I was actually talking with Mike the other day, and we were talking about panic attacks. And like when he,
Ugh.
and talking about panic attacks, like, well, how do you get out of it?
Yeah.
And you name things that are around you. So like you
Yep.
bring yourself
Yep.
back
Mm.
because you're so caught up in like how you feel tense, your hands clench up,
Mm-hmm.
all
Can't
this kind
calm
of stuff.
down.
But then you're like, okay, plant,
Yeah.
guitar,
Right. Well, it's
cup.
true,
and
and
then you
that's why like
slowly,
little trinkets help people, like
Yeah.
hold on to, or like anxiety water bottles, because it's like what actually physically grounds you.
the
into your
freaking
present.
fidget spinner phase
Yeah.
that everyone
Oh
went
my
through
gosh.
too.
Which,
Yeah.
weirdly enough, I did not get into a fidget spinner phase,
Oh, I went hard.
but I definitely had my anxiety water bottle. Now I use
Sure.
a different water bottle whenever the hell I want. But like
Sure.
I couldn't use something else.
That's me right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Like I need to hold a cup.
Yeah.
I need to
Hold
hold, a
that cup, baby.
If I
You hold it.
teach, I need to hold a cup. If
Yeah.
I'm doing a podcast, I need to hold
It's
a cup.
literally, it quite literally like it grounds you. Like it,
Sure.
it puts you in your physical place. Like,
I'm
okay,
always
I'm
like-
here.
Messing with the microphone,
Right.
Which I don't need to do.
It's
but,
okay.
you
But
know,
you're
it's
aware
like-
that you're doing it. Awareness
Yeah.
is key.
That's true too.
Look at
I'm
that.
over here like, what's that song? It's like, I remember it was like a Vine, so I was like,
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, that's all I got.
But it's like the prayer
was it?
beads too, right? Like they'll
Yeah.
count their prayer beads,
Mhm.
Yep.
just keeping them grounded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
And
right
it's really all just right? Or people, like growing up Catholic, right? Like you have the rosary that you pray, but it's really a sense of like
Yeah, it's a
meditation or like
sensory-
grounding or
Right.
sensory, like
Yeah.
whatever, which is crazy.
It's everywhere.
But I think a lot of musicians are struggling with that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I think Nashville's like in the bottom 10 when it comes to depression. Worst 10 when it comes to
Oh,
depression.
it's,
Really?
I mean,
We're up
believe
there.
it.
People are hurting with that stuff.
I mean, especially since the pandemic crap, but
Sure.
also like in general, because I mean, it's just, it's the new, what they're calling it, the new LA or whatever. It's Nash Vegas, it's this, but like, it really is like just all these creatives running amok. And like,
Mhm.
our brains are like these beautifully wild places,
Yeah.
but so many of my close friends or acquaintances like do have these conversations with each other where it's like, are you feeling this way right now?
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean everybody's human, so a lot of people are feeling,
But but really here.
Yeah.
really here, and I
Yeah.
wonder why. And part of me thinks like rumination is one of the biggest issues when it comes to depression or whatever it is. Like all you can think about is what's wrong, and that's a lot of songwriting. A lot of songwriting is just
And
like
there's
ruminating
Songwriting Town.
Yeah.
on what's wrong. So it's got to be, this is where we started with the podcast too, but it's got to be good to be able to put a divide between I'm ruminating on the song or I'm just writing a song and I'm just going throughout my day to day.
Absolutely.
Like there needs to be a divide.
Absolutely.
And some people, which we've talked about all the time, people get so lost in it. Then they start to identify by it. They're like, well, I'm a creative. Like I have to feel down. If I don't feel down, how am I
Yes.
going to write good songs?
Or that's why people with the substance or whatever, like, how am
Right.
I gonna create when I'm not a drunk, or how am I
Yeah.
not? And there again, nothing. I guess I've been there, but like, how am I gonna create if I'm not this sad little
Right. And
shit
you,
Tortured
you know?
artist.
You don't wanna
like
let
I'm
go
like
of
this
it.
Beautiful
like,
tragedy.
Oh, I'm so hurt. It's like,
Yeah.
but you can still be hurt, but also learn to. It's almost the theory of detachment, like from it.
Yeah. Also, I think there's a thing that I give into a lot where I think about there's the art side of it where you're like, oh, I have all this like stuff that I'm unhappy about that I'm going to turn into art, and then so you're like maybe you're ruminating on it in that sense, but then there's also this sort of main character syndrome that you can fall into where you're like, I'm the only person this is happening to.
Oh,
yeah,
my
dude.
God. Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
And then you
Yeah,
talk to other people and
absolutely.
you're like, oh,
Yeah, you go, wait, we're all feeling
we're
this
all
way?
doing
Such
for
a funny
for always in
mindset.
history
yeah,
too.
everybody's still messed up
Literally-
about
literally
the
every
last
day.
breakup that
Well,
they went
thousands
through.
of years ago, they felt the same thing too.
Yeah,
like it's
like,
always been
oh.
the case.
Oh, the
I'm just
person
not gonna
next to
give
me
you-
can be going through something crazy too. That's
Yeah.
nuts, you know?
Right.
Yeah, or something
Yeah.
I
Right.
could never handle, like it
Yeah.
happened to me. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, and then you that's a grounding moment.
The human experience is what that's, and from like some of the things that I've been through in my life, which another day, another time, but
Yeah.
like the grief that I've carried through my life from these things, and up until even recently, like a few days ago, right, where I'm like, I approach it so much differently because I do put myself in that mindset that it could be the person next to me that is going through exactly what I'm feeling, or
Right.
worse, whatever that means, right? Because
Yeah,
your
it's all
worst
relative.
could be someone's better, and someone's
It's just different
goldfish
sides.
dying could be the worst thing that's happened to them in their entire life, right? Like you never know. But to me, that's really helped, being like, oh, like you never know. It goes back to like you never know like what your neighbor is going through type of
Yeah.
thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and I think it's really helpful to hear too that, like, people have gone through maybe 10 times what any of us in this room have gone through, and they've excelled 10 times than any of us in this room, or whatever.
Yeah.
Not to put us down.
No, I mean, and
but
I
like,
mean,
it's helpful
like,
to think.
it's really all, again, it's mindset and like how you use it. Like personally, like I could choose to like wallow in my room all day about the things I've been through, but it's like you are the person standing in your own way when you can decide exactly how you use that.
And
Like,
it's not there anymore. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's not. Yeah.
I
It's there in
picked
the
up your
body.
foot. Yeah, picked up your
It's there in
foot.
the body.
Right, but like there really is like what everyone's got excuses and they all stink phrase. Like, but like
Yeah.
you can just dig yourself in that hole of like almost the victim mindset.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
like while that can be fine and dandy and you need to feel those feelings sometimes,
Yeah.
like how do you excel and
Yeah.
push past those?
It's the
things.
ruminating on. It's hard not to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard not to.
Yeah.
Where no one talks about this stuff either. I really wish I heard this when I was
Yeah.
Look at
5 years old. I would have loved to hear that.
Yeah.
But it's just like it's not the common conversation when we were growing up, which is fine.
And that
Like our parents did our best, of course.
right, and we're all evolving. I think that's the beautiful thing of the human experience, like that we are in a like constant evolution of learning from one another. If we again, if we're open to that, but now we have all these new tools, and there is really is such
Yeah.
a greater awareness to these
Yeah.
types of things and
Yeah.
mental health and whatever.
And you can learn about it too. Like there's all these apps that help you with
Yeah.
it. There's
Yeah.
audiobooks.
It's no longer like I remember like getting forced into therapy as a kid, and it was like frowned upon, right? Like it was like I was basically being drug in.
Yeah, you don't know
Like,
why.
and I was like,
or-
what? Like, and it was shameful. It was like, something's wrong with you, and it's like,
Sure.
wait, what?
Sure.
Like,
Yeah.
wait, what? What do
Yeah,
you mean? I'm like, I
therapy-
already know that something's wrong with you.
Yeah.
And therapy
wrong
was
with
such a weird thing back in the day.
Yeah, and now it's
Everybody
the
does it.
popular. If you don't go to therapy, you're not cool.
You're not cool if you don't go.
I mean,
totally.
I need a new therapist. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not in it right now because whatever. But like, there are other ways to find it too. Which
Yeah.
one of
Yeah.
my friends was telling me about this. I can't remember what it is, but amazing price, like cheaper and like really great. And I was like,
It is expensive.
there's almost like, yeah, I'll have to ask her and relay back because
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
like
I'm looking actually.
I want to
so
say it's
hit
me
up.
too. I think it was a yearly like flat, and then it's
Oh, okay.
cheap. Like when you get, it's like really cheap per
Really?
session. I
Okay.
will report back
Report
because
back
I
on
need to
that, yeah.
actually follow
It'll be
through
in the
with that.
credits.
Yeah, yeah.
I need
It'll
to
be the
follow
ChatGPT
through with
names.
that myself.
Yeah,
And
sure.
talking
We all do.
like talking helps so much, and it really is a layer of the healing process.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right. So like, then there's other things because you can only talk about it so much. So it's really how you use it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got another quote.
Okay, give it to
Here
me.
I
I
go.
love to hear the quote.
I got
guy.
another quote. It's you like talking can't heal a broken heart. Like you can't talk your way through it. Like you got to feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like people, talking can only do so much, but
Yeah.
it is the first.
It is the first
part of
step
the
in the
road to
healing
it.
process, and that's why they say like somatic movement and stuff like that, breath work. Like that's what's helped me. I mean, like yoga
Mhm.
has been better than some of the therapy I've been to.
Oh, you feel so.
You know, and like I've cried in savasana so many freaking times.
Yeah.
Like it's like me sobbing, like laying there like in an abyss, and then I'm like, wait, whoa.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
stuff. There's stuff in your spine
Yeah.
from
Well, you-
like 10 years ago.
You
Yeah.
hold everything in your body, and then especially like your hips is where you
Yeah.
hold a lot of trauma, and like your jaw and your hips
Mhm.
are connected. So the tighter your jaw is, the tight your
Ah.
body, like
I didn't know that.
you're
That's
this
really
walking,
interesting.
living, and breathing thing. Like you literally carry all of your
You
experiences.
carry it.
Yeah.
I mean, I do it in my shoulders. Like I do it all the time.
Yes.
Like if I feel
yeah.
uncomfortable, I go up here.
You
all my friends know
literally
it too.
tense.
And like, so then I have this habit of that. So then there's an association with an uncomfortable situation and this. And so
Yeah.
then I get
Yeah.
stuck here. And then going back down here feels uncomfortable.
Of
that-
course, because you're so used to being
Yeah.
up there.
So I feel more uncomfortable now than I do here.
Yeah.
I feel more uncomfortable here just because habit.
Because
Yeah.
And it's like weird to break those habits. So I need to like
Of
sit
course.
like this more. But it helps if I sit like this, which is what I've been doing this
see,
whole
people are
time.
gonna be like, "Damn, thanks for talking about that, Taylor." Like,
Yeah.
I need to like put my fucking arms down.
I should talk more about
Yeah,
my
everybody-
shoulder problems.
Everybody, stop right now. Find 5 things you can see, 4 things you can hear. What is it? 3
And if they're
things you
not-
can taste.
And if they're not your songs, then find other things to hear.
Yes.
Yeah.
And and most importantly, take a deep breath.
Take a deep breath. Take a sip of water right now. if you
Oh,
haven't-
With
dude, I love
some
the post
ginger
that are
and
like
honey?
unclench your jaw. Yes, ginger and honey.
Yeah.
The post that's like unclench your jaw, blah blah blah.
Totally.
Drink
Water
some
your
water. You know what I'm
plants.
talking about?
Drink some water.
It's
And
like,
then-
oh,
Good point.
It's me in my underwear on my bed, like,
Yeah.
right.
literally so
Being
good.
totally
so
called out,
relatable,
just like,
dude. Yeah.
yeah,
For
right.
I've been in goblin mode for like 3 hours.
I love your use of goblin mode.
Yeah, it's one of my
it's
favorite
so
terms,
good.
goblin mode.
So good.
Sometimes I go goblin mode. You know, I'm just in my room, just like. Have you ever seen a comfy? You know what those are?
Like
it's
the-
like the hoodie.
Yeah.
thing? Yeah.
Not
I
a
have-
snuggie,
a
but a
snuggie,
comfy.
yeah.
Yes.
Not a snuggie.
No,
but a-
comfy. Yes, I know exactly what you're talking
the
about.
next logical step from the snuggie was the comfy.
Yes.
And I wear mine a lot, and that's kind of my
I
goblin mode
love-
attire.
Love this.
Actually, a cop showed up to my house.
Yes,
let me
this
just
is the
tell
best
this
story
Okay,
ever. This
so
is the best story
all right,
ever.
so story time. My roommate Blake, he left his ID. Sorry, Blake. This is Blake's catching
We're
Airing it
calling
out.
Blake out
Airing
on
it out.
every episode.
So Blake left his ID at a Walmart
Oh,
And-
a Walmart.
in the self checkout,
God bless.
and
Wait, for our listeners, what was the game that we called him out on?
Defense of the Ancients.
Yeah, we were giving him crap for playing Defense of the Ancients on
the last
2 podcasts
2
ago.
podcasts
3
ago.
podcasts ago.
We're sorry, Blake. We love you so much. Blake is a dear friend of mine. We've been
He's
friends
great.
for like 10 years.
He's great.
But he's at the grocery store. He leaves his ID there, and then like like a month goes by or something
Yeah,
like
right,
that. He's
right,
been
right.
on his passport, like buying
Right.
drinks with a passport, and
Yeah.
so it's like almost 10 o'clock at night, and we get a knock on the like a
Right, like
hard
the
knock.
the
Yeah,
knock.
the cop knock.
Yeah, the knock.
The knock.
And we're like,
You're
What
like,
is that? I literally went and grabbed this like metal pipe that we have in our house. I wasn't wielding it, to be fair, but I did grab it. I was like, I don't know.
You literally never know.
I don't know. We don't expect visitors at random times of night. None of our
nobody
friends
does.
live in our neighborhood
Yeah.
or anything. So I set that down. Also, mind you, I had just been to the doctor and they gave me a bunch of prescriptions for like an ear thing that I had, and my psychiatrist, shout out Dr. Peterson,
Let's
put
go.
me on. He gave me a little booster to go on top of the Lexapro, right? So I'm like double SSRI'd up, and I've got my allergy meds, and I went into the room to tell Blake like, hey, look at all the meds I'm taking right now, dude. And I set that out on the counter, and then we get the knock. Okay, so now we're up to speed. I'm in my Snuggie. Or my
You're
comfy,
like in your comfy.
straight up only underwear underneath this thing. So like,
As you should.
As I should. Why would I be wearing full clothes underneath? It covers everything. So I answer the door and I'm like, "Hi, officer." And I'm
Hello,
like,
officer.
and she's like, hello, yeah. And she's like, "Is there a Blake Brennan here?" And I'm like, "Let me go get him." And I turn around and I'm like, "Blake, a cop is here to speak to you." And he's like, "Oh, why is that?" And she's like, "Do you have an ID on you by chance?" He's like, "Well, you see, I lost my ID and I have a passport though." She's like, "Yeah, just grab that." And he's like, "Do you mind if I ask what this is about?" She goes, "Well, the Mount Juliet Police Department was searching someone's car and they found your ID. And we just wanted to verify that this was your address and you live here."
Keep your address up to date
Yeah.
on your ID, people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
keep
for
your
real.
address up to date. And so they
Wow.
show up. I don't know why they showed up at 9:48.
Yeah, well, no, you know what?
But we were low on the to-do list and they got around to it. And so they got to us. And then she asked if she can come in. I'm like, "Yeah, sure. Come on in." There's a metal pipe laying on the ground and like 5
your
pill
meds.
bottles.
Your meds.
Yeah.
No.
All my meds. And she didn't even say anything about it. But I'm like, I could explain all of this.
She's
if
seen
she did
worse.
ask. Yeah. I was
She's seen worse for sure.
Oh,
I
yeah.
look like
no,
a
they've
pill
definitely seen
dealer,
worse.
and I've got my
Oh.
like home defense weapon, and our dog was like going crazy, like sniffing and stuff, and just it was a mess. And I was like, "I'm gonna be right back," and I went and changed into like a regular outfit.
Put on your suit?
Yeah.
Put on your suit, your tie.
Yeah, full button down, tie
Okay.
on.
Hello,
blazer.
Ossifer.
Yes.
Ossifer. So sorry you caught me like that. I
Oh my
wasn't
God.
decent for you.
It was indecent.
Yeah, that was indecent of me to be wearing the comfy. Yeah, that's the and Blake is getting his ID back. So
I love it, dude.
I think he went and picked it up actually. So
Good for him.
Plus.
no
Good for him.
more passport.
Wild.
Give it up for Blake.
Give it up for Blake.
Give it up for Blake.
We're gonna
work,
bring
Blake.
him on as another mic on the podcast.
Blake, I think that we need to come back with, another
yeah,
microphone.
yeah. Let him
He
tell
can-
his side.
He can play his games in the corner on the side too.
That's fine.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Well,
Yep.
you want to play another one?
This is honestly perfect because
Let-
you're not getting old enough. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I got it on Spotify.
Yeah, it's true.
And in Max's documentary
It's true,
too,
it is in the doc.
which
Oh,
is
it's
going
in
to
the
come out,
doc.
but maybe
Yeah.
sometime in
Sometime.
the future.
Sometime in the future.
I don't
Who
really know
knows?
when. Before you do it, tell people where they can check you out, where they can follow you under the new
New and improved.
account.
Yeah.
New and improved. Okay. I guess I can look into the camera.
Yeah,
but
that's
that
you.
feels like so crazy. to me,
No,
but
do
I'm
it.
like, hello. I'm like, let me get a little.
That's right.
No, that was too much. Anyway.
Listen up.
Hi, no. Let me back this.
We could try a few different intros.
Yeah.
Workshop a couple
This
of
is
them.
You say
perfect.
that
I don't
'cause
even care.
he says that because he doesn't have to edit this.
No, it's okay. No, however this comes out, you are more than welcome to use the awkward,
I
the most
appreciate that.
awkward, like whatever. You can currently find my only song that's out under Jenny Ray on Spotify, JENNYRAE. It's called Old Enough.
So good.
Check her out. I love her. So proud of her with my friend Joey Leety. Mwah. And currently you can find me under Shan's Delivery Service on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, X is now Shan's Castle because now you're a part of my palace. But yeah, everything is Shan's Delivery Service. If you want to email me, let me know. It's also Shan's Delivery Service at gmail.com.
Do you have a YouTube?
I do, but I'm doing that tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm redoing that tomorrow. So
Okay. This will be up.
It'll be out.
Not tomorrow.
well, that's fine. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe in like 2-3 weeks.
I'm assuming
We're
that's fine. Oh my
backlogged.
God,
We're
take your time.
backlogged.
I'm assuming because it'll just be Shan Scott, but I'm sure you can make the username on your YouTube channel, correct? Right?
Yeah.
If I remember correctly.
I think so.
It
Yeah.
said-
Yeah, you can change.
As
the
long as there's
username,
not a
yeah.
character limit, it will be the same thing.
Okay.
Shan's delivery service. I try to keep everything synchronous.
Cool.
Twitter has, X has a 15 character limit.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yes,
I
which I
didn't
didn't know, so that's why I made it different. But
Okay.
it was another. I cannot speak today. To Miyazaki for House Moving Castle. I thought of Castle in the Sky, Castle,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
Shan's
yeah.
Castle.
I love it.
Yeah, so you can find me Shan Scott, baby.
Let's go. I'll put it
Yeah.
all in the description too.
I wish I could hate you, but I don't hate you, no. I stumbled along this road before. You have these things in front of you, sit within your reach. Yet you're too blind for me. Reminiscing when I was 23 and hanging by a thread. Breaking cycles, breaking habits, thoughts on my chest. Really all about the little things and grow where we can. Love won't sever, there's a price we pay. Not making rent, not calling mom and God, we've had enough. Not making sense, adding up, betting on your luck. Oh, soon you'll realize it gets better with some time. It may not seem like it, but dancing in the rain helps you shine. We find ourselves more each way we fall. Learn less, learning to let go. The push and pull of gravity brings us to our knees. Now we ought to try again. I know the darker days are restless, gotta trust they have a purpose. It's scary thinking there's a price we pay. Not making rent, not calling mom and God, we've had enough. Not making sense, adding up, betting on your luck. Oh, soon you'll realize it gets better with some time. It may not seem like it, but dancing in the rain helps you shine. Shine, shine. It's worth it, I promise. Take my hand, I'll show you that. Not making rent, not calling mom and God, we've had enough. Not making sense, adding up, betting on your luck. Oh, soon you'll realize it gets better with some time. It may not seem like it, but dancing in the rain helps you shine. Shine, shine. Shine, 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 shine. Had enough, not making sense, adding up, betting on your luck. Oh, soon you'll realize it gets better with some time. It may not seem like it, but dancing in the rain helps you shine.